Hi guys, so this will just be a short video demonstrating and then briefly discussing my arrangement of the jazz standard All of Me. Now as always, the sheet music is in the description, and firstly it sounds like this. Cool, so this isn't a particularly sophisticated or fancy arrangement. It's actually very standard and simple. It's just a walking bass line in the left hand all the way through the entire song, and just the melody with occasional chords wherever they fit in the right hand. Specifically, whenever the melody plays an arpeggio, which is quite often in this song, I sort of hit all the notes at once to highlight the full chord, the harmony. And sometimes whenever there are long notes or rests in the melody, I comp a couple chords, so chuck in a couple chords over that emptiness, over the gap. So while this isn't a particularly fancy or sophisticated arrangement, it is still a good one to practice because the walking bass line is such a staple of jazz piano and jazz in general. And if you go through the sheet music, it'll give you some ideas as to the patterns that you can use when constructing your own walking bass line. So first and foremost, I am hitting the root note of each chord on beat 1 of the bar as the chord changes. And to fill out the rest of the bar, the rest of the beats, I'm doing a combination of walking up and down in a stepwise motion, arpeggiating the chord up and down, jumping up by a fifth to the octave and then back again, or jumping straight up to the octave and doing a kind of broken octave chromatic movement or walk. Right, that'll make a lot more sense when you grab the sheet music and go through it yourself. And other than that, the only other real fancy thing I do is a few quartal chords right at the end for the turnaround and the final tonic chord, the one chord. And to improvise over this, you would play the exact same walking bass line in the left hand all the way through. And in the right hand, I mostly just use the C major blues scale, which is the C major pentatonic, but with the flat third, the E flat added. So that would be C, D, E flat, E, G, A, up to the C. So that's also a blues scale, but starting and finishing on the C. And then using that as my bass scale, on top of that, I occasionally add arpeggios of the chord or just targeting the occasional guide tone, so finishing on the third of a chord, so the F over a D minor 7 chord. So even though the F isn't in my bass or foundational scale, it still fits well because it's the third of the chord that I'm playing. And it actually sounds a little bit fancier and jazzier because you're now using notes outside of that single major blues scale or pentatonic plus flat 3. So that could sound something like this. Cool, and that's it. Just a quick video with a not too overcomplicated arrangement and a great jazz standard that's really fun to play and improvise over. So have a go, see what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.